Good evening, Ghetto Fog Productions fans, DIY fans, home cooking fans, my 5 subscribers, and people like me who watch Food Network but don't really do anything with it. I'm going to make a lasagna tonight. I call it from scratch, but I use jar sauce, canned sauce. This video is brought to you by KitchenAid. I'm totally kidding. It's brought to you by Gibson and Marshall because 11 is one more. Cue the intro. Ghetto Fog Productions. So I'm going to make lasagna. Now when I do it, it takes 3 hours as a general rule. Now if yours doesn't take 3 hours, that's fine. But I don't get in a real big hurry with stuff, so that's how I do it. I try to do it as efficient as possible. If your meat's frozen, I thaw the meat first. I get the water boiling for the pasta, and then start the sauce. For me, the sauce takes the longest because you don't want to just heat it up and then put it in your lasagna. You want it to boil down, cook down a little bit. The color will change. You'll know when it happens, but little things like that is what makes the finished product that much better. I've got 3 24-ounce cans of Hunt's spaghetti sauce. I don't make my own sauce. I don't know how to. That would be something that would be really cool to experiment with. I haven't done that yet. I've got 4 cans. I'll probably wish I used all 4, but I'm just going to go with 3. And I found a little jar of tomato paste. That'll add a little bit more of that tomato taste to it. One thing I like to do is try to measure out how much pasta you're going to need, because it's really easy to make way too much. So you figure you're going to have 4 layers maybe. You'll have a couple layers over here. Just figure that. Because it really sucks. Like the first time I did this, I had way too much pasta left over. So we're going to go 4. We're going to go 4 over here. These will break. Actually, we're probably going to break all of it because it's not going to fit. It's not going to fit in the pan that we're boiling in. So we got 3 there. Okay, now this box should probably work. The whole box. Nope, that one's got 5. As you figure, I mean, if it were me overthinking, and that's kind of what I do, your layers are going to kind of be maybe about a ½ inch apart or so, like that. And that's about your pan depth. I don't fully cook the pasta until like you normally would spaghetti or anything. I take it out a little bit early because remember it's going to be in pasta sauce in the oven boiling, so I think it can finish out at that point, and then it's not super soggy when you cut into it. There's a lot of ways to cut an onion. I'll show you how I cut mine. Bonus trivia: does anyone know why your eyes burn when you cut an onion? I'll tell you. The gases that come off of the onion when you peel it and cut it mix with the chemicals in your eye, and it creates an acid. I don't remember which one, whether it's sulfuric or another type of acid, but that's why your eyes burn when you cut an onion. What I do is cut it right in half. That's your first cut. They're always best if you can leave the tip of it on the cutting board. Leave the tip of your knife on the cutting board. Then I make a series of little cuts coming in from the outside to the middle, just like so. Try to go as far as you can, not necessarily going all the way through. Try to practice knife safety. I don't always do that. Just for a status on the sauce, it's boiling. The pasta's pretty much done. Then after I do that part, it comes straight down like that, and you have a nice diced onion. If there's any parts that you didn't get all the way through, you might have to go back and pick some of those up and get them, but check that out. Pretty uniform. The meat's done in the sauce. I've got the hamburger drained, obviously. I'm using that pan, and I put the onions in that pan with the hamburger grease kind of in it to brown the onions. Kind of give them a little bit of a head start before they go in the sauce. That's probably going to be what takes the longest, is getting that sauce to look right. The pasta's done. I've got it cooling. It can stay in the water, which I leave it in the water anyway, so that way it's not sticking together when you're trying to make your lasagna. I always dry it too. I'm pretty OCD about a lot of things. That way you're not adding liquid to your sauce. Pretty much waiting on the sauce now. I'm pretty big on, if you got downtime, clean up as you go. Take your recycle cans outside, rinse them out, take them outside. Do anything that you can do to make use of the downtime. Just be as efficient as possible. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how I do it. Why didn't you use ricotta cheese? Because I just don't. I don't like it. It looks weird. It looks like cottage cheese. You can do what you want. This is how I do it. I anticipate it boiling over in the oven, so I got it too full. I probably would have been a little bit better off to maybe take one of the layers out and get it all below the pan. So I'm going to have to probably put something underneath it, but I bet it's going to turn out pretty good. Probably what I should have done too, now that I was stacking it earlier, is maybe cross-hatched these layers. So go one layer this way and then go one this way. Here's the finished product. It took over an hour. Started out at 350, 360, but that wasn't enough. I like it kind of burnt. I like everything a little burnt, but that's what I like. You can do it how you want. You don't have to go that long by the end of it. I was at 425 uncovered, but I think this will be pretty good.